up, YouTube? This is Awkward, and this is another Power Rangers Dino Charge review for you. And this episode was just mainly about Koda. I mean, the Blue Ranger Koda. I mean, so far with Koda, I really like him. I really like Koda. He's really a cool character. I love the whole caveman aspect. But this episode, I guess since we already had like the little origin thing with the pink and pink and red ranger, we got this little thing up for the Blue Ranger and how he got his Dino Gem and just his little quirks and stuff through the episode. Basically, the episode starts off with Koda back in his time, as a caveman, and showing him how, he's just up there digging in the rocks and, knocking rocks down and stuff in the cave, that, he finds his blue Dino Gem. And also, we see that he has a younger brother who is also being stalked by a saber-tooth tiger. We see... now, the saber-tooth tiger, the CGI, just... for their budget, I guess I'll leave it alone. I let them live with that one. But you see that the saber-tooth tiger is going after Koda's little brother, which is also on top of a cliff. Now, this cliff is very high, and so when Koda, tries to save his brother, him and the saber-tooth tiger falls off the cliff. But the Dino Gem itself, how we know that it bonds with the person that it picks. It picked him and it bonded with him. I think because of Koda's bravery into action for saving his brother, the Dino Gem saved him and basically froze him in time to the point where he's at now, where he wakes up and he's awakened by all the noise and forgets that he's not in his timeline. He's still, he's in the future. He's, present day now, and he's also sees the rest of the Rangers in the new Dino Cycle, just in time for every little kid to buy. I think the Dino Cycle looked pretty cool. I mean, we've seen so many different Power Ranger bikes over the years. I mean, I have my favorites. I honestly love the Zeo bikes, but this was pretty cool. I mean, I thought it was gonna be like the Sentai if they were gonna work that in with like the two. I think there were Raptors and the Sentai that come together and make the bike, but they didn't do that. So I guess this is just, hey, we made this bike and to help you guys out. All in all, it's a cool bike, and we see that Koda doesn't really like technology like that. He's gotten used to the morphers and being a Power Ranger, but certain little things like TV and the cell phone, which you saw in the episode, which came off Pink Ranger's cell phone. Once again, I'm horrible with the names, so if I don't know the names, I just go by colors. The Pink Ranger, her phone went off, and Koda, hits it with a big stick, so that was the end of her cell phone. So we get to see that Koda just has a hard time with knowing everything. I think that's why he keeps, close to the command center and with Ms. Morgan and Chase, because anything else is just too much for him. We also see that we get Sledge debuting the new monster of the day, who's this cage monster who just, his thing was to cage people up, which I don't understand. If he's a monster, if he's a bounty for Sledge, how come he just didn't leave when he gets the opportunity to go away, and just put Sledge in the cage and run off? I don't understand that. But we do see him going after the Blue and Black Ranger, Chase, and Koda, as Koda is getting taught how to ride a bike with training wheels, I might add. He's not really doing a great job and ends up falling over. But in doing so, we see, the monster of the day. In doing so, we see the monster of the day show up and try to capture the Rangers. Koda and Chase try to block, but Chase wasn't as fast as Koda and gets caught into one of the cages. Now, he tries to do the same thing to Koda. Koda ducks and rolls and back and forth, but he somehow he gets caught. But at the same time, while he's got caught, he was trying to save a little kid who bike was also caught in there. Little kid. Now they're stuck in this cave once again. There's a lot of caves. They're stuck in this cave, and somehow they got out, Koda and the little kid, because the bike somehow managed to put a dent in the cage when they got trapped, and they managed to get out of the little hole cubby spot perfectly. It wasn't any way for them to get Chase out, so Koda did the right thing, get the kid out of there because the kid was hurt, and just to, come back for Chase later. Meanwhile, we have the Rangers looking for Chase and Koda, and they don't know where they're at. And we do see this, big thing with Koda kind of having that reminiscent thing for his brother, and he's trying to do what's best and try to basically, I guess, in a way, the kid is kind of like his brother, like a symbol for his brother. This big heroic entrance out of the cave as he's like looking really badass with the kid. And once again, he has his shirt cut off. I mean, through this episode, his shirt has been off a lot. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna, complain about it. I'm just saying he's making everybody look fat. I'm just saying, put a shirt on, Koda. Just stop it. But he shows up. The Rangers are there, and he lets them know that Chase is still in the cave. And we get the Monster of the Day again show up and try to do the same thing to no avail. Monster of the Day shows up to go after the Rangers, and we get them, the guys morph, and we go after this, cool fight scene. A lot of in-house fight scenes with the morph suits versions, like when they're in their suits. And I really thought that they were going to go to the footage a lot, but so far they've been using a lot of in-house, like the stunt work and everything. You can really tell that they're trying their best to make up for Megaforce and Super Megaforce. In doing so, we get their very cool morph scene, sequence, which I didn't get to talk about before, but their morphic sequence is very cool. Very, very cool. I am impressed with the whole thing, and I want a Dino gem. I want a Dino gem. I never thought I'd be saying this, but I want one. I want the necklace. I don't know what color yet. Maybe I'll just get them all. We do get the introduction of the Raptorzord as we go to Megazord mode, and we use it, kill the Monster of the Day in the episode. Pretty much standard stuff. But I will say this episode really makes you like Koda a lot. And I'm kind of feeling that maybe Koda just feels like maybe he could have been the Red Ranger instead of the blue. That's just how I feel. Like, his character feels so much more now to me as the Red Ranger in the Super Sentai version than as a Blue Ranger. I don't know why, but he just feels that way for me. And maybe because his lack of knowledge of everything and the backstory of both the Sentai Red Ranger and him are kind of similar. Basically of where they're coming from. But, I really like Koda. Somehow, in the perfect world, I think maybe Koda could have been the Red Ranger. Honestly, I think, maybe because he's my favorite so far. Him and Shelby. Those are my favorites so far. And Chase, he's there. Much like the last episode of All About Koda, we get this episode that's all about Chase. In this episode of Power Rangers Dino Charge. And Chase, so far in this episode, we get to see that he's not very, focused on what he's doing or paying attention or with the responsibilities in general. With Chase's carelessness, he almost burns down the diner, which is also in the museum, which is on top of the secret command center that hides their secret of being a Power Ranger. And he doesn't even care or think he did anything wrong. And that's big deal, and the Rangers and the rest of the Rangers, they think that maybe he's not too fit to be a Ranger. Maybe he's not the guy because he's basically been screwing up and hasn't held any type of responsibility until Chase gets a visit from his old friend. I think her name was Morgana, or some weird, lady who owns her own store in New Zealand. Chase is needed to help watch the store while she's away. Now, his main thing is to stay awake and just maintain the store and watch it so so nothing won't go wrong, nobody won't steal, and all that good stuff. Because somehow this is very important, and she needs Chase only, which is something that everybody, including myself, was like, I don't think you need to get this guy. You almost burned down the diner, and you wanted him to watch your whole place, but he does it anyway because he knows her and she's a friend. While he's asleep, that's when the monster of the day, Spellbinder, shows up and steals this pendant. And before he could leave, Chase, sees him and tries to stop him, but before he could do anything, he gets zapped by the pendant that's worn on the chest of Spellbinder. Now, at first you don't know what it's going to do, but you see he has the really cool glowing eyes, and if you know Power Ranger history, glowing eyes don't really mean anything good, if you know what I mean. We see that Chase, goes after him. He hops on the skateboard and goes after him, but he's having trouble, fighting him. And so, especially when the other Rangers show up, they're all fighting, and then Spellbinder holds the Red Ranger to, hostage, and right then at that moment, you have Chase trying to shoot Spellbinder, but Spellbinder tells him to shoot the Red Ranger, like straight headshot in the head, just go for it. Somehow, some way, Chase reluctant to do it, but at the same time, somehow, like, he is kind of being tempted to shoot his friend. And that's what, basically, the other Rangers stop Spellbinder to get the Red Ranger free. But Chase is not really feeling the situation, and he's kind of scared with everything. So Spellbinder gets away and goes back to Sledge, who's not very happy with him, because I guess the plan was to put all of the Rangers under control, like in the spell. That didn't work. Only one Ranger is under the mind control. Now, Sledge is furious with Spellbinder, but Spellbinder reassures him that only one of the Rangers is affected, but he will soon be mind controlled fully, and he can get the other Rangers to do so too, which kind of sparks interest more into Spellbinder before locking him away again. But we do get the new weapon, the new introduction, a new battery that will unlock the Dino Spike. With using the Dino Spike, it needs all 5 Rangers. And if Chase is not in the right state of mind, the Dino Spike is basically obsolete at this point if it's not being able to be used by all 5 Rangers. Because that's where it draws the power from. The team has to try to find out how to, help Chase. And that's when they figure out, hey, let's go back to Morlana, or Chase's friend, and they, and find out also what is the pendant. Maybe the pendant has something to do with, changing him back to normal. Now, we also figure out too that when Chase is on the skateboard, his, the mind control thing is of no use. Like, he's normal. And that's basically because when he's on a skateboard, you have to focus. So anybody know if you're skateboarding, you have to focus or else you're going to bust your ass. So that's the only thing that can really help him out. So they go to Morlana. I hope I said that right. And if I didn't say it right, just put it down in the description in the comment area, guys, please. Now, they go to her to ask her about that pendant. And they also get some bit of information about Chase that they didn't know. Now, what we did find out about Chase is we get his whole background story of how he got the Dino Gem. Basically, he saved his friend's baby. What we thought was a baby, but it was really a kitten in a baby carriage. Which I don't understand why a baby carriage would be used for a cat. But then again, we see this big thing of this carriage is, being sent off, rolling down the street, down the hill, and all that. That seemed way too much like Mighty Morphin when Aisha, Adam, and Rocky, and Kimberly, and Adam. Did I say that right? But, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But that whole episode of Power Rangers in before, when they were chasing the baby downhill, what is with Power Rangers in freaking baby carriages? Why wasn't the baby carriage have its own little stopper to make it not go anywhere? Okay, going looking too far into this, but yeah, he saved the kitten, and with his bravery, once again, this is the thing that we find out about the Dino Gems. You know, the Dino Gems chooses people because of their bravery and them being a good person, a hero. As a token of his bravery and a thank you, she gives Chase a present, and which she opens up out the box, and it's a Dino Gem. And once he touched it, the Dino Gem actually, did the little glowy thing and all that, and it chose him and to be who he is now. And that was an insight of that he can be trusted, that he can be dependable. He is a good person. Spellbinder shoots off from the pendant once again to the Rangers, and Shelby is the only one out of the guys to duck and cover and move out the way. But the rest of the guys are stuck, and with the hit from the pendant, now they're in that moment of being consumed by the pendant and basically almost being mind controlled by Spellbinder. And that's not a good thing if you're going to have all the Rangers done like that. And Shelby's the only one not. Chase is told by Spellbinder, who's under full mind control, to shoot Shelby. As he goes forward to try to get, as he goes forward to shoot Shelby, Chase is coming forward to Shelby. Shelby sees a board with wheels and kicks it to Chase. And Chase, who's not under control when he's on a board or skateboard, he's he wakes up and shoots Spellbinder right in the pendant, which unlocks and breaks the spell. Now we get the big moment where we get the Dino Spike. And it is awesome. Awesome. It's like a Power Rangers episode. The Dino Spike really didn't do much damage. And it's time to call on the Zords. At this time, we get to use the Megazord with not only the Green Ranger Zord, but the Black Ranger Zord as arms. And it's awesome. I guess it's called a Parazord. Parazord. Guys, let me know how to pronounce it down below, because it's hard to pronounce for me. I don't know. Parazord? I don't know. But we see that moment. They defeat Spellbinder, and it's over. Not quite, though. Not quite. We find out back on Sledge's ship that even though Spellbinder is gone, the pendant is still there. It's not destroyed, and somehow it still has power to it. We don't know what's going to be used. We don't know what Sledge is going to use it for, but he decided to keep it because he has a plan for it later. What that plan is, who knows? But I'm really kind of curious of what could be used for that pendant. I think I have an idea, but I'm not going to tell you guys that. Once again, I mean, can't complain. I'm waiting to be disappointed somehow, if that's weird to say. But I mean, honestly, this show so far has by far just blown Megaforce and Super Megaforce, any of the episodes that we had so far with those, out of the water. And we haven't even had like 10 episodes fully yet. So I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. I'm still waiting for the 6th Ranger episode. I'm just waiting. And I'm hoping... Matter of fact, we didn't get Fury in this episode, which was kind of disappointing. We didn't get him last episode either. I hope next episode we get Fury again, because Fury is my favorite bad guy. He's just awesome to me. So just to let you guys know, I do videos every week. So hit the like button, hit the comment, write something, tell me what you think. Tell me what I need to improve on, or what you think about the episodes, or if there's a topic you guys want to talk about. And please, hit the subscribe button. The subscribe. Tell me what you guys want to do. Help me, help you. Hit subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. I'm Awkward, and I'm out. Peace.